Hey guys, what's up? How's everybody doing? So I've been seeing a lot of comments on other people's Facebook pages about, or people's Facebooks, YouTube videos, just comments in general of people asking, how do I survive on custom? Or what do I do with the unknown key? What do I do with this key, machinery key? So what I'm hoping to do is, in this video, is help people and show them how to survive on customs and hopefully show you what to do with those keys. But what I want to do is I don't want to just, I want to do it randomly. I want to do it like, I'm going to do an offline raid, but I'm going to let it spawn me in, and we're just going to take it from the spawn. But I'm going to do it offline just so I don't have to deal with PMCs, but I'm going to explain to you what I'm going to do from that spawn and how I'm going to move through the map and try to survive. Remember, the whole video here is about survival. Not getting as much loot as we can. I mean, obviously you want to fill your bag up, but you also want to survive, right? Like if you get greedy and you go for all this loot and you die, that loot that you went for means nothing. But the loot that you had could have meant something had you gotten out because you weren't being greedy and trying to be a freaking fat little hog, hogged up all the damn loot. Because I know how it is. Everybody wants to be greedy. You want that loot. But when you're new and you're learning the game, get out with what you got. You know what I mean? If your bag's full, just get to the extract. Don't worry about looting anything else. If it's on your way there and you see a bag, check it. Sure, maybe it's got something better in it. But let's be honest. Early wipe, you don't know when you're new to the game and it's early wipe, you don't know what you need and what you don't need. So just fill your bag, get it out. The best thing you can do, just pick everything up. Because you're going to need it all. Maybe not weapon parts, but you don't know what weapon parts are good most likely. Pick it up, get it out. Be careful on the weapon parts you sell, because some of those weapon parts can be used for gunsmith quests, and those gunsmith quests can be very expensive parts later on down the road. Sell for hundreds of thousands of rubles. So be cautious with your weapon parts. If you find something and you're unsure of it, Google it, search it, tarkov, type in the part, see if it's something you're going to need for a gunsmith quest. If not, sell it to the traders, because you need to max out. You need to spend money with mechanic. You need to spend money with peacekeeper. You need to spend money with skier. And you have to get them all to a certain amount of rubles spent or dollars spent if it's peacekeeper to get to that next level of trader. Same with Jaeger, same with therapist, same with all of them. So the best thing you can do is the parts you find in raid. Take the time, find out if you need it for a gunsmith quest. If you don't, just sell it to the trader. I mean, yes, maybe later on you could have sold it to you could sell it to mechanic or whoever, or sell it on the flea market for a little bit more money, but you need the money now, right? Because most of the barter stuff you find, you're going to keep. You're going to need it either for a task, you're going to need it for your hideout, whatever, you're going to need it, most likely. So, you can't really make money off the barter stuff early on, right? So, my suggestion would be save all the barter stuff, sell weapon parts. Just double check with the weapon part, Google it or Google search it or whatever you gotta do. Find out if you need it for a gunsmith task. If you don't, just sell it. Sell it to peacekeeper. Sell it to the prapper, mechanic, Jaeger. If he takes it, Jaeger's very picky on what he takes, and or gear. Whichever one you're gonna reach first. I don't remember who it is, but look at your traders and find out which one that you can sell gun parts to, and he's gonna be the first one you're going to level. But anyway, figure out which one is going to be the first one you're going to hit that level to unlock and sell to him first. Then go to the next one. And then if you don't have that money, by the time you get to that level, if you have the rubles in your saved up, go to them. Let's just say, you're doing skier. Go through here. I'll just click on level 1 because you're going to be level 1 trader. Buy these guns. Buy a bunch of these guns. However many you can without spending. Don't spend all your money. Make sure you leave yourself with at least 100,000 to 150,000. of cushion just to be safe. But if you have the money, buy a couple of these, sell them back. Buy a couple of them, sell them back until you spend the money hit. Like, see here how I have to be level 4, hit them at level 38. I got to spend 2.6 mil. You know, so I'll try to sell stuff to them. Or by the time I get to 38, I'll have bought in weapon parts and so many weapon parts and stuff off of them by making guns that it'll be done. But early on, when you're at level 1, you know, sometimes you don't find enough weapon parts to sell to them. So just buy the guns and sell them back. That's what most people do. Or you can buy euros, but really don't need euros, so I wouldn't buy them. But like for Peacekeeper, you could just buy dollar bills if you got the money, because you always use dollar bills. Like the majority of your weapon parts end up coming out of Peacekeeper. So always make sure you go daytime. Just always double check it. Guarantee it. Enable some. Just going to turn the scavs on low. I'm not looking to have a bunch of scavs, but I do want them to spawn so you can see where they're at while we're moving through the map. They may not spawn there. I'll try to tell you there. If I forget, I'm sorry. But maybe what I'll do is if I forget, I'll throw up a little writing on the bottom, say scav area, and you'll know where I'm looking. That's a scav spot. I also just wanted to mention that my buddy had created a Google Docs about all the items you need for your hideout and quest items, and I will post them in the description below. Alright, so this is old gas right here. As you can see, there's green smoke, so that means you can use this extract. You can't. You personally can't, because you spawned here. So the way the spawns work, so since I spawned here, I actually have to go to the other side of the map to extract, right? So I have Crossroads, RUF, Roadblock, Trailer Park, Smuggler's Boat, and then you can use dorms, obviously, but that takes money. Early wipe, you're probably not going to have money on you. Oh, and look right there. There's Sniper Scav. I'm just going to take him out with my sniper, but... or not. Anywho, so you can't use this extract. So what you're gonna do here, now you're in a kind of a, so early what I would do from this spawn is there's a stash back here. You're gonna want to loot that, right? There's a med bag here. Obviously, you're gonna want to loot that. Possibility of Sailwas in there, morphines, whatever you need. Now this is a random spot. This is a random spot. People call this the giving tree. There's a chance of key cards spawning here that are worth a lot of money. But now what I would do from here is move in the old gas. There's a grenade spawn here. Occasionally grenades spawn on that corner. But then you want to come in here and check because there's a random spawn here. People found red rebels and all kinds of stuff on this right here on the table. And there's weapon parts spawn. There could be food. That's another like random spawn. Could be pretty much anything there. And then over here, another food spawn. I found sugars, milk, vodkas, moonshines, anything food related can spawn there. There's another food spawn right here. Find food there all the time. Weapon crate you can loot. Then what you're going to want to do, and this is a scav spawn. They won't spawn, if you spawn here, the scavs usually won't spawn here, but they will spawn in later. Just not when you're here. Another med spawn. Find Sailwas, all kinds of meds. Morphines, injectors, weapon parts on the floor, on the ground here, food. Whatever you can think of pretty much can spawn there. Well, other than bags. Food, weapons. And then what I would probably do is push into power building. We call this power building. Just what me and my buddies call it. But I would push into here. Right? close the door behind you because you want to make it look like, you know, nobody's in here, like nobody came in. But sometimes a lot of AI scavs hang out here, right? And they'll, like, see that door's open there, but maybe it spawns open randomly now, but always close that door. But scavs do come through in and out, so players can't tell, because sometimes it could just be a scav. But anyway, there's a food spawn, med spawn here. You can find Sailwas, you can find AFACs, all right here on this box. Over here, weapon parts, see the suppressor, weapon crate, they spawn on the floor as well. Over here, another spot, food, med spawn or two, to find meds, food, random. Over here, you got ammo, always check this. Always a good chance, a good ammo spawn, like there's some BP. There's a chance at a weapon crate right there. And you run up here if you want. Now this is all, you don't have to loot all this up here if you want, but there's weapon parts, magazines, mostly weapon parts up here. There's a weapon crate there, weapon crate there. And if you want to, I usually don't check this just because of the chance of getting sniped, but you can. But there used to be ammo that spawned here. I don't check it very often. Yeah, there's a box there, but then there's some ammo crates, little boxes that'll spawn on the ground there. And then what I would do after you loot this side is I would go underneath. I would take your time. I'm only running because I'm trying to do this a little faster, but so now down here you got med spawn. A lot of people miss this right here, but there'll be morphines and meds and stuff that spawn right on these corners. See? Now, a lot of people miss that. You'd be surprised how many times I come down here and find like a golden star or Vaseline that was overlooked. But then you got your med crate. So this is another place, good spot to find Sailwas and meds that you may need. Another duffel bag spawn back there. It's not there right now. Weapon crate, duffel bag, weapon crate. This is a gold spawn. Always check this. People miss it. Bitcoins spawn right here on the ground. Another gold spawn. Bitcoins, gold chains, chinlets, all that stuff right there. Then you jump up here. Be careful. There could be scavs because the scavs will come through that door over there. Just be careful, people poking up. In here, weapon parts on the ground, up there. Speaking of scavs. And then in here, there's a spawn here, water filters. You can find fuel. Just an open spawn right here. You can find stuff spawned here. Mostly barter stuff here on the shelves. And then you got your coat. Don't need to loot that, but... Another weapon part table. Back here, you can find fuel filters, open spawn. Another spot, fuel filters, fuel, motors. Pretty much any barter item. And then out here, there's a weapon crate. And in this car, there's a chance for a key to spawn. I believe it's Ollie's logistics key. I'll have to double check and make sure that's right. But it spawns in this car. I think it's that car. One of these cars. But I think it's that one. And you need that key for a quest later on. And then let's see, right there, you see there's a sniper scav. Gotta be careful with sniper scav spawning up there on that building. But this is factory. You need the factory key to unlock that. Otherwise, you can't get through. Jump up on the car. Jump up here. If there's no scavs, walk through the barbed wire. Drop down. And run this way. Now, there could be scavs in there. If you want to try and kill them, go for it. As long as they're not shooting at you when you make the jump over. So walk through that barbed wire, come here, Feel your legs up because you walk through the barbed wire. They're gonna be a little tore up. So feel your legs. Take your time here because it's, there's bushes and it's hard to see players. But I would loop around this way if I was playing. And there could be scavs out there on the road, so just be careful. There could be scavs anywhere in this area and players, but take your time. Always avoid bushes. Try not to hit bushes if you can. At least as possible. I know you can't. It's almost impossible. And I would come through here. Just take your time. Listen. Always just listen. And then right here is a stash. You can loot if you like. Just listen for scavs. Take your time through here. Now what I like to do, follow this wall right here. Usually early on, dorms isn't too... Most people don't go to dorms, but there is a good chance people could be in there, and at least if you stay along this wall, you're harder to see. And plus, there can be scavs and stuff over there, and they're hard to see because of bushes, so if you stay along here, yeah, you make a little bit of noise because you're going through the bushes, and I just said don't hit bushes, but in that spot there, it's probably a good idea. It's probably a good idea to be a little more cautious. And if you want, you can go in here. There's a stash to loot. Hit that stash. But like I was saying before, if your backpack's full, I wouldn't risk it, especially if you're new, because you don't know what you need and don't need. So like you could loot that and be like, oh man, what do I take? And then you're sitting in there trying to figure out, do I need this? Do I take it? If your backpack's full, don't even worry about those stashes. Just keep moving. I'm only showing you them they're there so you know that they're there. Not necessarily saying to loot them, because if you're new and it's early, you pretty much need everything. There's no reason for you to stop and loot that if your backpack's full and you have no room. Another key tip. Say your bag's full, you got loot in your rig, and say all these spots are full, and there's nowhere else. When you go to reload a mag, it's going to drop your mag on the ground. So always try to leave one slot, or if it's a 2-slotter mag or a 1-slot mag, try to leave those slots open. Because you don't want to drop mags, especially early on. You know what I mean? Because you're just trying to... You don't want to lose your mags. You don't want to have to be buying mags. You don't want to have to be buying more ammo if you don't need to be. So always just leave 2 slots open if you have a 2-slotter mag or one. Always make sure that's a big thing. And if you are going to fill it because you want to, just make sure that when you reload, you go back and pick your mag up. So then I would move across here. Actually, I'm getting distracted here. So if I was coming up here on this hill, take your time and watch this wall, because players come along that wall to get across the extract. And I'll watch over here because there's scavs that spawn. As you can see, there's one right there. And then I would run to here. It's normally how I would do it. Just turn around and watch back here real quick just to make sure nobody's coming. And then push up here. Just always be checking. Always turn around, take a check, make sure nobody's coming up behind you. Be careful here. People like to just sit over there and peek their little head up. I don't know if I got him or not. Definitely hit him. I saw the blood splatter. Then come through here. Check this right here. People love to sit here in that corner. I've killed a few guys that were just sitting there camping. Then what you want to do is you want to come down here. This is the boat extract. Look, I can show you right now. This is smuggler's boat. It's not up. If it was up, there'd be a fire and you'd see smoke. Then you can take it. It's not up, can't take it. Now we gotta go. We gotta go to Road to Customs, or you can go to RUAF. We're gonna go to Road to Customs, but if you want to, you can go to RUAF. Now RUF's right over there. Always be careful coming through here. Always check across because player scavs spawn in late and they could spawn over there and be coming this way. Just take your time, stop for a second, watch it. Watch the bridge, player scavs running across, or even players at this point. Because most of the early wipe, people are just trying to get out. So a lot of people just fill up their bags and leave. Because there's no point in sticking around. You need everything you pick up most of the time. So there's really no point in, like, keep looting once your bag's full. Just go. Because what ends up happening is you just sit there staring at your bag and staring at what you're trying to loot. Like, what do I need? What should I take? Do I need it? And then you're wasting time. That's more time than a player scav or another player you could run up on you, or you run up on them because you're taking too long inside the ring. So in there, if you want, there is a weapon crate spawn. Could go loot it if you want, but like I said, I would just keep moving with your bags. I'm just showing you the spawns. What I normally do is once I get here, I just kind of stay along here, follow this, and you just be leery of that door if it's open. I mean, it depends how late in the raid you are, where we came from, most likely that might be open because players probably spawned over here. All the spawns over here, because there's a player spawn here, there's a player spawn back there, over there, in Big Red, over at the buses, and then right at the front of the wall over there. But then just be careful coming through here. Listen for scavs. There might be scavs here. You can get some scav kills. Just boogie on across. Didn't really get to show you many task stuff because we didn't really get to spawn for it, but... And this is Road to Customs extract. But since we're here, I'll take you to the other extract as well, just so you know. So that's Road to Customs. And then the other one down here is called Trailer Park. Called Trailer Park extract. Now ZB13 is so in that power building, I forgot to show you, there's a switch you can flip. When you flip that switch, you turn the power on. Well, the power's for that extract, but you can only use that extract. You need the factory exit key. And if you don't have that key, you can't open it, so there's no point in even trying to find that extract unless you have the key. Now, so over here is the trailer park extract. This is where you can extract too. So if you were, say, most of the time, you're not going to come to this extract because you're usually, if you're on this side of the map coming across, you're probably going to go to RUAF, right? You're probably not going to go to trailer parks, but let's just say, for whatever reason, you came over here for a task, and you decided, hey, you know, you go to Big Red to do your task at Big Red, and you decide, hey, you know, I'm gonna loot the trailer park, the whole area, and then you come out that side, you can go right to the trailer parks and get out. Or you wanted to kill some scavs in there, whatever.